Hey everyone, Mac here, and we're going to work on systems of equation and we're going to solve by elimination. To me, this is the most important thing. We talked about solving by graphing. That's fine and it works, but that only works if your answers are going to be integers, they're not going to be fractions. We did it by substitution. That's great, but they needed to look like x equals something or y equals something. If there's coefficients, it wouldn't work. Elimination can work on every single type. Okay. So now, just as a reminder, what if I have the number 3 and I want to get rid of it? I would just go minus 3, right? Well, what if I have a 3x? I just want to see a minus 3x. Okay, all these will equal 0. What if I have a negative 2y? Well, then I just want a positive 2y and I get 0. So whatever I want to get rid of, if I just have the opposite sign underneath it, I'm going to win, right? I'm going to be able to get, well, if winning means I get rid of them, I want to get rid of them. See, the problem is when we do these equations, we get a situation where we have two letters and we have to solve for two letters. So, like, look over here. I need to get rid of one of these. So, what am I going to get rid of? By the way, you can find all these on maxtutorials.com. And I did talk about videos of other methods. Please like and subscribe to that video, and that would help me out a lot. And getting back to this, again, to eliminate something, what I want to do is I want to have the opposite signs. So my x's, if I were to just add this equation together, the x and the x would give me a 2x. They wouldn't go away. But what about the plus y and the minus y? They would go away. So I'm just going to add down x plus x is 2x. Positive y plus negative y is gone. Okay, equals 8 plus 2 is 10. Look how easy that is to solve now. Boom. X equals 5. It's really that simple. But you need them set up with the plus and the minus. That's the only thing. Now, in version A, they're all going to be set up like that for you, okay? But then in B and C, they're not going to be set up, and you're going to have to rearrange the furniture, maybe multiply by some certain numbers. You're going to have to do some stuff to get them to look like that. But in this one in A, they're all going to look like that, so you can get familiar with that, and then please do B and C. It's very important. If you do A, B, and C in this, you can solve every single equation like this, and you're going to love it, okay? All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to take out this little cross right there. X equals 5. I can plug it into either one. Whichever one you think looks a little bit easier. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 5 because that's my X plus y equals 8. And then look, just by using that substitution, the x is gone, and my y is going to equal 3. All right. Now, that's always going to work in the one you plug it in. If you want to double check, always double check in the other one, okay, the one you didn't plug it in. And in this case, I can tell that it works. All right. Well, let's keep going. I'm going to go down. All right. Well, which one's going to eliminate here? And if you take a look at it, you can realize the ones with the opposite signs is going to be the y's. So 2x plus 2x is 4x. They go away, equals, and I just do the numbers, which is a positive 8. Divide each side by 4, x will equal 2. Now I can plug 2 into either one. I'm just going to go on the top just because. What's 2 times 2? That's going to be a 4 plus 3y equals 13. Once I subtract 4 from each side on this, I'm going to get a 3y equals 9. Divide everybody by 3. Y equals 3. And if you want to double check, you would plug it into there. And just do a little math in my head. Looks like we're good. What's going to eliminate here? It's not going to be the 4's because the signs aren't opposite. It's the y's. They're the signs that are opposite. So I'm going to add it together. 4x plus 4x is 8x. Positive y plus negative y is gone, equals 24. I'm going to divide each side by 8, and I'm going to get x equals 3. It's always important to write the letter because you may end up plugging this into y, right? And that would be a very, very unfortunate if you did. So make sure you keep the letter going as well, and the correct letter. Okay, well, 4 times x is 4 times 3, which is 12, plus y equals 17. And once I subtract 12 from both sides, letters on one side, numbers on the other, that's what I get. Okay? And you can always check it in the bottom if you prefer. I look through this one and I could tell that my opposite signs are with the y's, so they're going to go away. And I'm going to get 6x, they go away, equals 12. And then once I solve, I'm going to get x equals 2. I'm going to plug in. I'm going to go into, I'm always going into the top. Maybe I'll go into the bottom soon. But I'm going to 6 plus y equals 10. You can go into either one and get the correct answer. It doesn't matter, top or bottom, whichever one looks easier for you to solve. Okay? And there you go. And then, of course, you can always plug them into the other one to just double check them, okay? How many do I have here? Do I have 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is my fifth one right here. So I do. Okay, I can tell that when I add these up, my y's are going to go away because 5y and a negative 5y gives me 0. So when I add them up, I'm going to get a 4x. My y's go away, and that becomes an 18. Oh dear, I'm going to have a fractional answer, aren't I? Okay, well, that's all right. I'm going to get x equals, boy, that's going to be 4.5, 4.5. Okay, however you want to write it. So once I plug in my 4.5, I wasn't expecting a fractional answer. That's okay. 2 times 4.5 is going to be 9, plus 5y equals 19. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. I'm going to get 5y equals 10. And hey, that one's a little bit better. Y equals 2. But you can see that if I were to do this by graphing, I would never find it, correct? And you do have an answer key here if you want to check them out. Sorry. They're a little confusing, and none of them have a fractional answer. I've been having some trouble with some of my answer keys being wrong. So if you're watching this video, yeah, this one's right. Sorry. My answer is correct, not the answer key. I'll go back and fix that answer key. All right, so going through here, boom, 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 boom. My y's will cancel. They'll turn into 0, and I'm going to get 4x equals 12. Once I divide each side by 4, my x will equal 3. I plug in the x. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus y equals 11. Once I subtract each side by 6, I'm going to get y equals 5. All right. Going on to the next one. The y's disappear. They go away, and I'm going to get myself a 6x equals 24. And when I divide each side by 6, I'll get an x equals 4. See how nice and easy that is? Nice and clean. If I plug that back in, 3 times x, well, x is 4, so it's 3 times 4. 12 plus 2y equals 18. And once I subtract 12 from both sides, wrong sign, minus 12 from both sides, I'm going to get 2y equals 6. I'm going to divide each side by 2. I get a y equals 3. Going on, okay? Now I can tell my two y's are going to disappear because the signs are different. I'm going to get myself 10x equals 28. That's going to be another fractional answer, isn't it? Okay. So again, I apologize for having wrong answer keys. Okay, that would be 2 and 8/10, or you can also look at it as 2 and 4/5. That's 2.8. Okay, and once I plug that in for 5, I'm going to go off on the side, and you're going to see this is going to turn out to be a whole number. 2.8 times 5, that's a 40. 4 over there, 10, 14. You need one decimal place. So I'm going to give myself 14 plus 2y equals 24. I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. I'm going to get 2y equals 10 divided by 2. Y equals 5. I know that's a different answer than the answer key, at least of right now of me making this video. I'm going to go back and check them and fix answer keys. So hopefully the one you're looking at has been fixed, but this is the correct answer. All right, here we go. So I'm going to eliminate these. So I'm going to eliminate the y's because they're set up for me. And I'm going to get 2x equals 10. Once I divide everybody by 2, I'm going to get x equals 5. Plug back in. 5 plus 4y equals 17. Once I subtract everybody by 5, 4y equals 12. Divide everybody by 4, and I get y equals 3. Okay? And going on to the very last one, I can tell that the y's are going to eliminate because the signs are different. And I'm going to get 12x equals 36. Boom, boom, boom. X equals 3. And when I plug x equals 3 in, 3 times 6 is 18, plus y equals 31. And once I subtract 18 from both sides, I'm going to get y equals 13. And that would be my final answer. Okay, now, these were all set up for you. So it was a way to kind of show you the final step. However, a lot of times these aren't going to be set up for you and you have to figure out what to do. So now that you've done a page of knowing what you want the problems to look like, go on to B and you're going to notice the problems aren't the way you want them to look like, and you're going to have to do some things to get them there. So you really don't know solve by elimination yet. You know a part of it. Please go on the B and C and get the other sections. All right. You guys are doing well. I'll see you on the next video.